Cynthia Mambo from Malawi and one of the 2020 Lead Fellows cohort. And in Malawi, I work for the US Embassy as a deputy coordinator. And our role basically in the country is to support the coordination and implementation of the HIV program that is really focusing on how do we complement the government of Malawi to provide quality HIV services to the recipients of care. And my job entails me to provide strategic and programmatic oversight across all the US government agencies, that is CDC, USAID, Department of Defense, Peace Corps, but also the state, because we do have some small grants that we also manage. All this is to ensure that we sustain the achievements in the HIV response in the country. You know, the time when I was applying for this fellowship, I think I had reached that point in your career where you feel like you just need some change. And I remember sitting back and thinking, you know, when I saw the lead advert, I was really excited because I felt this was a great opportunity in my career to just really take time out and reflect on my career path. But also there were issues that I just felt that I needed to address. So when this opportunity came across, indeed, at first I was a bit hesitant. I knew it was like a global competition, but with support to really articulate, you know, what my visions were, what my ideas were, I am grateful that I was selected to be part of this cohort. I really wanted to learn something new. I wanted to figure out how I can best improve my leadership and management skills, and really be able to work with a diverse group of people, especially in the line of work that I'm in, to realize that impact which I can bring as an individual, but also supporting my organization and supporting my country. So often we think about communication as, you know, general, but how do you really involve others and interact with your stakeholders and make sure that the way you're communicating is persuasive enough to be able to reach certain agreements or, you know, make certain decisions. And I found that course to be really, really impactful. And the other courses were negotiations and conflict resolutions, and, you know, just having to sit there and interact with some of the really brilliant writers, for example, Daniel Sepero. So I like this book here. I feel like I got these resources that will guide me on a day-to-day basis, but I never took it that, you know, yeah, I'm doing negotiation and, you know, do I need a course? But after doing a course, I realized there were a lot of innovative ideas that I've learned. And I thought I've been challenged in ways that are quite inspiring, but also helping me to discover myself in terms of, you know, how I would want to do my work moving forward. When I heard that it was virtual, at first I was like, I wonder what this is going to be like. But to my surprise, I can totally testify that it's really been a wonderful experience. I've had different opportunities, especially the coaching one has been very impactful. It was a long time since I had sort of like a 360 review involving my stakeholders, my colleagues, my bosses, to reflect on the type of leadership style that I have and areas where I need to improve. And I'm really grateful to Jacqueline Franklin for her coaching sessions. I was able to even develop a personal leadership plan, which I'm still working on. And if it weren't for this fellowship, I'm not sure I'd have reached to that point where you totally reflect and say, okay, these are my weaknesses and what can I do? And these are my strengths, but how can I improve in that line of work? I can tell you that through this fellowship, the different platforms, I engaged with some colleagues in the courses who have personally reached out to me, sharing ideas and talking about our work and our work challenges and how we can support one another, which is something serious I didn't envision. On the satellite, you know, events, a couple of women also reached out to me directly and said, oh, can you please mentor me? And I'm looking at this as a rare opportunity that I'm out there and being able to support other women leaders. I'm so happy that I also interact with my, you know, the previous cohort fellow, Maureen Duba in Malawi. And what we did recently was we want to take the word out there. We know that there's so many women who could benefit from such fellowships. So we are part of the Women in Global Health Malawi chapter, platform. And what we did was just to share our experiences with women in Malawi who are also aspiring to be global health leaders. And through that platform, we've actually been able to also identify some fellow women who need the support like just we did. And we're hoping to continue mentoring them, but continue also just sharing and encouraging other women. Now, in terms of my personal project, I would want to continue with it even beyond my fellowship, is to also look at the different women within my community, especially within my faith platform, how best I can support them with either school materials, something that will encourage them to remain in school, but also create this platform where we're able to discuss about, issues that just affect the young women. I believe that as you become a mentor, young girls actually look up to people who are leading them, and they tend to visualize themselves to want to replicate what you're doing. So I feel that tackling issues early in life, when you identify them when they're young, aspire them, in terms of they can do a lot more, and to realize what their visions are, it's something that I would want to be a part of. And the fact that, we're all those women from different countries being represented, sharing ideas, but also learning with each other, it just makes you feel that some of the issues that you deal with on a day-to-day basis are also similar to other women from, all over. One thing I liked about the program is, even though it was virtual, I was able to sort of like look at the courses that were available and, look at the time management to be able to participate in some of these courses. But most importantly, I had an opportunity to sort of like design my own program. So I looked at my specific needs and said, which classes do I think I need to be able to, address some of my shortfalls? And I also looked at, what are those leadership skills that I require as I wish to move to a mid-level, strategic career. And I realized that this fellowship was offering it all. It was like just, having it all one-stop shop, where so many of my plans and ideas were actually realized. I'll describe it as something that is really exceptional. I'll describe it as, a fellowship that has opened doors and opportunities. I'll describe it as a fellowship that will just develop you and inspire you in different ways. And it's a good network opportunity and platform.